Cookbooks are weird. And don't get me wrong though, I love cookbooks. Here are the ones that I own. Most of them are vegan because I am. But I work in a bookstore and I see the kind of books that come through. Fad diets, celebrity chefs, words diluted to noise. Simple, easy, fast, healthy, fresh, blah, blah. Cookbooks are basically a requirement if you're related to food, health, or even if you're a celebrity, you better have one coming. Jamie Oliver has to pump out a new one every year for Christmas. Everyone jumped on the paleo bandwagon when that was the hot thing, and now they're all doing keto. It's a business, mostly of novelty, pretty pictures, absurdity. Snoop Dogg has a cookbook. And cookbooks aren't even really the issue. The market dictates the demand and supply. People buy what they want. But people don't buy cookbooks because they actually want to cook new things or cook healthier. They want to buy the idea of cooking new things or cooking healthier, basically being a different person, a better person. They want whatever is intended or promised to us from the author or, quite frankly, the photographer. Gorgeous pictures entice us. You know, call it food porn for nothing. And have you heard of food editing? A whole industry to make food look good. And because the photos are so gorgeous and the books are so thick and heavy, they can usually cost upwards of $40 each. That's a lot of money for a book. The average paperback novel costs about $15 to $20. So we take these big, gorgeous, heavy cookbooks home and think, yeah, I'll cook that. And then we put it on a shelf and that's where it lives. This is one of the books from Thug Kitchen, one of the better selling vegan cookbooks out there. I've cooked maybe 2 recipes from this book or one of the others. Not because the food's bad or even that hard to make, it's just because I'm lazy and cookbooks are simple and easy to buy. Same with this Smith & Daughters cookbook. They have a really awesome vegan restaurant in Melbourne. I've been and it's incredible. And their cookbook's great. It looks really good and the recipes in it are great. And I think I made one thing from it. Out of all the vegan cookbooks that I own, I've maybe cooked like 5 recipes. And I want to add that I cook a lot. I usually either meal prep 2 or 3 times a week, or I cook every day. I actually have the aspiration to make a cookbook of my own one day, but I want to make sure that if I do, it's actually because it's something that I really want to make and something that I want to share, something that I love, something with a purpose. Even if it's as simple as wanting to compile a collection of recipes that I love. What disheartens me is not actually the cookbooks themselves, but mostly that they're used as a band-aid purchase for a lack of something. It might be a lack of health, good health, variety, interest, or basic food knowledge and skill. I think everyone should be able to cook, should learn how to cook, even if that's just the basics. And I know that the basics is a very subjective term. I think the reason that a lot of people do get discouraged from making things out of these cookbooks is because it is a little bit outside of their level of skill or even their knowledge of ingredients. There's plenty of things that I've looked at in vegan cookbooks that are replacements for meat or dairy or whatever, and I have never even heard of that thing before. And that feeling is usually going to make you really curious and excited or want to not bother. And one of those is a lot easier than the other. One major consideration of buying a cookbook might be health. And boy, are there a lot of cookbooks on health or health books that include recipes. I won't even start the conversation about health because it is a very broad subject. Obviously, me being plant-based, being vegan, I have my own set of opinions on that as well as research. I do have one suggestion when it comes to books on health, and that is Michael Pollan's Food Rules. He breaks it down into pretty straightforward 3 guidelines here, which are to eat food, not too much, mostly plants. And if you are concerned, no, this book is not promoting a particular diet if you are afraid of the cult of veganism.
Hail Satan.
The link to these books and other books that I would recommend, or at least that I've just enjoyed, are going to be in the description below. Links to Amazon. Have a look at them, but don't feel obliged to buy anything. Also, I'm not sponsored by anyone in this. God, I wish I was. So I'm not making any money off this from these people. Don't feel obliged to buy cookbooks this year. If you're going to buy something, use it. If you're going to buy a cookbook and use it, excellent. But if you're not, I just want people, myself included, to be more mindful with their purchases this Christmas season, and in general, because as I've said, they're often used as a band-aid solution to something else. So use them, because that's what they're for. P.S. I just wanted to add that I have no problem with any books that are trying to cater to people with allergens or health concerns, people with diabetes, celiacs, heart disease, just allergens in general. It can be really hard if there are things that you can't eat or that you've especially later in life. Maybe if you have lived that way for a long time, it's a little easier. But if you're 25, 30, 40, whatever, and you suddenly have to make a shift, it can be pretty tricky. So I think that's where these cookbooks and health books are actually doing a good job, and not being as soulless and cash grabbing as maybe the books that are fad diets. Also, you might have assumed as much, that I'm absolutely enjoying the rise in popularity of books promoting eating less meat, eating less animal products, vegetarian cookbooks, vegan cookbooks, meat-free Monday, whatever the thing might be, but that is awesome to see. And the rise in popularity, as well as just the normalization of it. Used to be such a weird thing, and now there's vegan options at all these fast food places. It's on so many menus, and then these cookbooks, people are going, oh, maybe I'll try that. And I think that's all a positive step forward in the future of food, cooking and eating. If your favorite celebrity chef starts cooking or eating plant-based, if they write a cookbook about that, then that's awesome, because it's all leading towards that. It's all positive steps, and that makes me really excited. Thanks for joining me in this video, whatever the hell it was. You can subscribe below. I'm on social media on Instagram at Matthew James French. Same thing on Bandcamp for music, Twitter that I don't use, and I will talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.